Welcome back to the channel. This is day 19 of the 100 Horror Films in 31 Days. I got in 4 films. First up is Night Train to Terror, 1985. This is an anthology film, and it was a subset pick with the DVD Talk Forums group that I'm participating this challenge with. I've seen it before. When I bought this Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome, I watched it, and I liked it more then than I did this time. This is really not good. I mean, the special effects are horrendous, just really bad. I mean, there's cheesy and there's bad, and this is really bad. Um, I guess this movie's claim to fame is it's got Richard Mole in it, who went on to do a lot of comedies, and I think he did the Courtroom TV show or something. He's in it in the first episode, the first story, and then the third story. Uh, the second story of this, the stories are not bad, except for the second story. The second story is just a mess, a true mess. So apparently, the problem with this movie or anthology is it's a set of films that they didn't complete, and so they just kind of edited it down and made it into this anthology. It just doesn't. And that's I guess that's kind of why it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then to add insult to injury, they add this wraparound. Well, they've got a wraparound story, which is actually good between um, God and the devil, and they're sitting on this train as they tell the stories and introduce the stories, and that's actually good. If they'd have left it with that, that'd have been great. But no, they chose to also add this every episode, before and after every episode, this damn 1985 music group that really was just, it's a painful dance with me. Oh my gosh. It was just so painful, and it went on and on and on. You got this guy that's the lead singer. He's wearing the cargo shorts, which was, I thought that was more of a '90s thing. I don't remember it being an '80s thing, but he's got like a shirt and then a cutoff shirt that's like, I don't know. You just got to see it to believe it. It's '80s. It's classic '80s, but the song is uh, burnt into my brain. I can't get it out, so I got to deduct a full point just for that. Um, but overall, I give this a 4 out of 10. I was really much less impressed with this than the first time I saw it. All right, let's get past that one. Next up is an even worse film, Close Calls 2017. And this is another pick from the subset group, or I would not have watched this. I've seen this before. I saw it in 2020, and so it's been a couple years. But basically, you've got this girl played by Jordan Phipps, and she's left at home for the night. Excuse me. She's left at home at night because her dad has grounded her for all this bullshit she's been doing, and he goes out to dinner with this woman, and long story short is the house gets raided by this guy trying to rape and kill her. It's not good. It's horrendous, actually. The only thing of any merit in this movie is Jordan Phipps has got a huge set of knockers, and you get to see her basically wearing nothing for 2 hours. That was okay, but it's not worth 2 hours. Uh, and really, I don't know what they were thinking. The movie just goes on and on and on. Just when you think there's been resolution, nope. I mean, resolution really could have occurred at the 90-minute mark, but no, we got to keep going. And there's this. It does. I mean, I don't care about spoiling this because it's a piece of shit. But once she survived the attack and all, or multiple attacks, let me rephrase that. We're at like hour and 45 minutes into this, and we go into this bizarre otherworldly scenes that make no sense. I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? I mean, are we ending this movie, or are we just going to keep going with some new storyline? I mean, maybe that should have been in the middle of the. I don't know. Richard Richard Stringham directed this. He needs an editor. If Richard, if you're watching this, dude, you need an editor, man. You need somebody that knows how to edit these movies down to something that's a decent runtime with a plot that moves along. I mean, this movie just moves at glacier speed. Uh, like I said, I will give him credit where it's due. He used all of the 2 hours and 8 minutes of runtime. I was really hoping, man, I guess this is around an hour 45. I was thinking, well, I guess that's it, huh? I mean, she survived the rapist and the killer, so we're gonna wrap this up now, right? I guess it's just gonna be a long set of credits. No, 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 no. And then when the second series of events occurred and she survived that, I'm thinking, now we're like close to an hour 55 minutes. Maybe that's it. Hell no. That's when it goes in all this supernatural bullshit where she's locked in this room and it's like, God damn, where are the end credits? And sure enough, the end credits didn't appear till like a minute before the end of the runtime. So he slogged through this and made his audience slog to the very end. So I will never watch this again. Okay, ever. That's Close Calls 2017. I'm on IMDb, or I'm sorry, I'm on Letterboxd, and one of the guys on here is Mood616. Everybody that follows these horror channels probably knows him. The fucker gave this an 8 out of 10. What he must either really like Double D boobs, or he watched a different movie than I did. I don't know what the hell he was looking at, but god damn. Yeah, well, I'm never going to watch that again. That's for damn sure. All right, next up is Malignant 2021's Malignant. James Wan, good old buddy James Wan of Saw and Conjuring, Insidious. So we're probably thinking, I'm thinking, we're going to get another Ghostly, right? I mean, that's what he does. It is and it isn't. It's really a slasher film. To me, *Malignant* is a slasher film, and with some elements of kind of the ghostly type boo scare, jump scare stuff that he did in the other films, but that's not really as prevalent, I think, in *Malignant*. *Malignant* is just to me, a nasty modern day slasher film, which I thought he did a good job. And I like the twist in this. This film has a very significant twist. At first, when I first saw the twist, I was like, this is kind of dumb. But I warmed to it as the movie progressed. Uh, but yeah, this girl, Madison, is basically paralyzed by shocking visions of murders and things. And she has this long-standing friend named Gabriel uh, that she talks to. It's an imaginary friend, and she ends up going to the psychiatric hospital for some time. But the story evolves, and it's a very good story involving a serial killer that she's tied to in some way. I liked it a lot. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think um, I mean, a lot of people are giving this huge scores, 4, 8, 9, 9 out of 10. I'm not in that camp. I thought it was a good movie, but nothing really like a masterpiece or anything. But yeah, I liked *Malignant*. I thought it was good. Next up is I went back to the Blind Dead collection and I watched the second film, Attack of the Blind Dead, or um, Return of the Evil Dead, depending on which version you watch. Oh, this case has about had it. But yeah, Return of the Evil Dead or Attack of the Blind Dead. it's really a rehash. It's a similar story as the first film, Tombs of the Blind Dead, with a small variations. This time, your backstory is that the Knights Templars were captured and their eyes were burned out. So now, when Knights Templars come back for revenge, they have no eyesight. So they're kind of walking around. They are blind, literally. Um, and I guess I'm not going to go into the fact that these things come back with as essentially skeletons with cloaks and hoods on. I mean, there are no eyeballs, so how would they see to begin with? But anyway, uh, it's a movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's atmospheric. It ups the gore count and body count significantly. It doesn't have quite the atmosphere of the first film, um, but overall, I liked it just as much as the first film. I give it a 7 out of 10. Good series. The Blind Dead films are excellent stuff. Okay, well that is it. That's the four films, and appreciate you watching.